Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast episode number 271. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. I'm back. Took a week off. I needed it. The good news is I got to start a new book that I'm writing for next year. I finished another book, formatted it, did a new book cover, the whole shebang for the most part. The summers are very productive for me within the past few years. It's where I do my writing the most. My creativity is there. My concentration is there. And if you've listened to previous podcasts, there are no TV shows and sports to really distract me. I like baseball. I don't love it. I don't watch baseball as much as I watch basketball and football. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's Mondays with Mello. Today we're talking about school is structured, life is madness. Now, heading down a very interesting road today, so please bear with me. Now, when you were younger, you went to school every day and everything was structured. You were woken up at the same time every day by your parents, and you were pretty much on a time schedule. You had a class schedule, the school bell would ring at certain times of the day, and you would change classrooms and teachers. Your day was pretty much planned out from beginning to end for about 180 to 190 days of your year. Now, when you look at life, a small portion of it is structured. It is, I'll admit that. But the rest is just madness. And that can be in a good way or a bad way. Or even a combination of both. And yeah, you'll wake up at the same time every day mostly. But the rest of your day can go in a variety of different directions. And some days are good and some days are bad. Some days work is busy and others not so much. With school, it's the same work, just learning something new. Does school prepare you for the same monotonous life of 9 to 5? Yes. The reality is life throws you in different directions on a regular basis. School doesn't teach you that, but you see it with your parents and your family members. They're being pulled in different directions and you see the stresses of life. What I'm trying to say is you'll learn more about life through experiences, and there will be times things get hard. And you'll go through a myriad of emotions and feelings, and while you may have experienced these things as a child, you'll experience these things in a more intense way as an adult. And I just need you all to take a step back, reassess life, and know that it's one step at a time and one day at a time. School doesn't teach you cooking, finances, managing your mental health, and so many other things. So take the time to decompress when you need to. When I reflect on what I learned in school, I don't remember much. When I reflect on what I've learned about life, I remember a lot. So the reality of it is you go to school for about 12 to 13 years, give or take, and you really don't learn much. How many of you guys really remember biology or algebra or United States history, which the majority of it are all concocted lies, but that's another story for another day. Honestly, you don't remember much of that. I can say that there are very few things that I can honestly remember that prepared me for life. I will say in high school, there was one teacher that honestly prepared me for life. And her name was Miss Mary Panvini. She was a wonderful, wonderful teacher. And she taught long after I left high school also. I've been at a high school for 22 years, so you do the math. She pretty much had us read a book of our choice, and we had to do a 10-page book report on the book, why we read it, what we learned, what was the author trying to convey message-wise, basically comprehension and understanding what's being said. And I read a book called In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. It's a really good book, by the way. I don't remember the basis of it, but so long ago, but definitely one of my favorite books that I've read in my life. Besides a lot of, history stuff that I've read and researched on and things of that nature. And I'm even learning a lot of things about our world history that doesn't sit well with me. But anyway, so that was one situation where I was prepared more for college and papers and things of that nature. It did prepare me from a structural standpoint with writing. So I will say that not only me reading books, but also, that I can really sit and say that was a book report that had to be, double spaced and, with paragraphs and structure and, being explanatory in what I'm trying to say and convey and things of that nature. Do I remember the grade I got? No, but I know that I did get a high grade on it. So that's a beautiful thing. But I will say she definitely prepared me, for, life and writing and, tough things that, we'll have to do, because there are times you're going to be in the work world, whether you own a business or you work for someone, where you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do, or you're going to be challenged to do certain things that are outside of the norms of what you normally do at your job. So school is structured in so many ways. You're taught a lot of, monotonous things. There are very few classes in high school that I can say had some sort of impact on me. I will say, senior year English, senior year sports marketing, senior year college criminal justice, because at a time I did want to be a lawyer when I was younger. 10th grade health class, and that's it. That end. College, I can count on my fingers how many classes. There's a media and society class my senior year of, or maybe that was my junior year, I'm not totally sure, but it definitely was either my junior or senior year. And then I will say my TV production class my senior year. That's it for the most part. College was a blur to me. I remember more stuff outside of the classroom than I did inside of the classroom. So school, is it a tool to help you through life? Not really. Are certain states incorporating things in the United States to where you learn certain things? Yeah, but the problem is, it shouldn't be certain states doing certain things. It should be a nationwide thing where kids are learning a lot of skills that are going to help them in the work world, and help them in life in general. And life is madness. You're going to go through a lot of things. School isn't going to prepare you for losing family members, losing friends, family members being sick, situations that you'll be in, situations that you've got to get out of, knowing when to move on and walk away, controlling your emotions, building friendships and relationships with people, dealing with childhood and emotional trauma, a whole lot of things. So what I'm trying to get at is you're going to learn a lot more outside of a classroom about life than you are in a classroom. In a classroom, you're mostly going to have textbooks that are put in front of you, or books that you may have to read. A lot of that stuff is just not going to be relevant to what the world is, especially if you're someone who's in college majoring in business or marketing. The market constantly changes. So you could have been someone who went to school in college from 2001 to 2005, like me, probably majored in business administration or business or sports marketing or marketing or whatever the case is. And about 90% of it doesn't apply in today's world. Because at that time, Facebook was pretty much the only social media app that was starting to make its move, and it was geared towards us at the time, the college kids, and then it kind of branched off into everyone else jumping on it. But if you look at it, I got out of school and then Twitter came along and then Vine and then Pinterest and Instagram and Snapchat and all that, right? So, that is really what the basis of this podcast is today. Don't worry about what you learned in school. Worry about what you can learn in life. And with that said, that is my podcast for today. Thank you guys for listening. As always, be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.